Oh no, because I've not cleaned it.
A bit of both.
Well, you see, I've got that, but then I've got an extra bit there.
Right, you've got a line there, a very prominent line going up from base upwards in that direction. That's pointing towards your head, which immediately, without even putting your finger in your belly button, tell me you might be offended by this, I'm sorry, but you're very headstrong. When you make your mind up, you've got a temper and a half on you.
Oh yeah, and talking of tempers, get a move on. Get your finger in a belly button.
Brace yourself, this is going to hurt you more than me. Now, the first thing I say from a physical point of view is, if it wasn't already known to me that you're a belly dancer, I would normally say that having a pierced navel is kind of a subconscious way of letting people know that you're a very confident person, that you're not really bothered what people think about you. You want them to accept you for who you are. Obviously, there's the element here of your career as well. Although, I'm going to really just admit.
It's an experience, isn't it?
The things that really come to me most prominently firstly is what the first image I'm seeing is like a brick wall. What I say is you find it very, very hard to trust people. Some people, I'm clarifying, I mean really hard. It doesn't matter whether it's on a business level, personal level or whatever. You've like got that brick wall up from moment one, and it takes you a long time to basically take the wall down.
Sort of.
What I would definitely say is that it's certain situations that you can't. You don't get extroverted people, you get introverted people. You're in either. You've got situations that you've learned to be confident in. I know everybody does that, but it's specific things. And you can do it with anything, you know that. But you tend to find that it's not until you've done it a few times that you start to relax.
Isn't that everyone on the planet?
Stress and worry go away, because you're a worrier, aren't you? And then you worry about things, and it becomes a vicious circle because you worry about worrying, and so it goes on. What I would say to you definitely is that it's very easy for me to say don't worry, because all you're going to do is immediately go away and worry even more. But you know from experience that once you've done something once, you can do it again, right? So
how much more bullshit can you come
out with? Right, well very quickly what I would say is seeing it around you and move, and by movement I mean on a property level. Is this something you'd be aware of at the moment?
It's something I'd like to do.
Something you'd like to do? Is it something you've actually been thinking about recently?
Yeah.
I will put a definite time factor on this, that within the next 6 months, I'm not saying you're going to move house within the next 6 months, because people can always let you down in the house buying chain, but you will have sold your property within the next 6 month period.
I'm going to have to stop you there, but we will be seeing you later, Jonathan. Thanks to you.
Come back.
I'm going to say it's fantastic, isn't it? Well, it's time for a break now, but don't go away, because we will be back with food to tempt Gemini. Mia Dillon will be giving a reading to a viewer in need, and Jonathan Royle will be back with an insight into the amazing world of hypnosis. And we'll be finishing off the hour with our psychic phone-ins.
Right. Stop somebody who's scared of spiders so they can actually hold on to a tarantula.
Have you ever cured anyone's phobia?
Yeah, lots of people.
Really?
Seriously. In fact, there's some viewers out there that have got phobias, perhaps they'll ring up and want to get on to
know. What's the strangest one?
There was a lady called Angela. I can't reveal her second name, obviously, for confidentiality, but she was scared of traffic wardens ever since a very stressful day. I can't go into too many details, but I used NLP. 20 minutes later, it comes to test time. You've got to go and try it out. So we went into a busy town centre. Traffic wardens around.
No problem. That's brilliant. Now, you've got to do a little test for us. We've got our gorgeous viewers here.
It's also the way the public is.
Well, no, we're not going to do that test just yet, I don't think. Who is? What's your name? Tony. Laura. Jane. Oh, you're Angie. I've seen you before, Angie. Don't try and confuse me. No, you're going to do a test of hand pushing first.
No, what we're going to do is, can you take a seat in? We've obviously not told you properly what's going to happen here. Later on, you're going to be lifted, but for the time being, we need to demonstrate that it's not as easy as it appears.
On the bright side, live TV means you can say what the hell you want and they can't stop it. On the bad side, it does mean that if they're not letting you in the studio in advance, which sometimes they won't, that you can get there and the chair that you've asked for, like that, with no arms on, is a chair with arms on, where you really need no arms for the trick, the hypno trick that you're going to do to work. But live TV, you can't say, well, it's not going to work, you've just got to carry on.
Follow that. You just stand up, please.
We'll happen to you on there.
Okay, one person there. Would you like to just stand up? Just come round here, that's great. Would you like to stand up, stand about there? Would you like to stand there? Would you just like to go around there, Navel?
So we're showing that this
This is what we're going to do later, but we're just going to show now how, without using NLP, how high these wonderful people can lift you. So if you just put your hands out in front of you like so, okay?
I'm okay with that, just like to
It's like your fingers if you would. And put your 4 fingers out in front of you like that, okay? What I'd like you to do, sir, is just put your 2 tips of your 4 fingers, only your tips under his armpit. And in the darling there as well.
She hadn't been told that the producers want the
kneecap, under the kneecap. On the count of 3, I want all of you to just try and lift the as high as you can. And as you do, know how hard, how difficult it is to lift her using just your fingertips, okay? 1, 2, 3, lift. Go on, you can...
I'm not budging.
No, you're not budging. Okay, all of you can just take your seats again, that's brilliant. That's how we do it now. Later on, you're going to go right through the ceiling.
I hope not.
Maybe not.
And if that chair had not got arms on it, she would have gone through the ceiling. She'll see tomorrow when we do it on the video. Because it's another bullshit thing that works all at the time, on everybody, everywhere, as long as you use the right equipment. And the chair with arms on it is not the right equipment. But you see how now I've got to try and cover this up. So be aware, you go on live TV. Aside from the fact, yes, you can say what you want, get your adverts out. It doesn't matter too much how bad you are after that. Once your ad's gone out, it sticks in your head, a couple of days later, all they remember is, it's on that programme, they ring up and find out, they get the number and it leads to something else where you can be good. But you do have to fill the time, that slotted time gap, because you're going to look at an even bigger bird. If you say, well, we can't do this, I know how, you know, there's arms on the chairs and there shouldn't be, you're better off saying, well, doing it, even though you know it's not really going to work the way you wanted it to, and then go, oh, you know, these things do happen sometimes with not enough time. Normally we take 20 minutes and you've only given me a couple of minutes. You reverse the blame onto them, which actually has the strange effect of making you look more credible, human, as though you're accepting the fact it didn't work, but it's not your fault because they've only given you a few minutes to do it, while they were doing some makeup items.
They're right through the ceiling. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks to everybody. It smells beautiful. Well, now we're back to Jonathan Royle. What is he up to? Anything could happen. We're still doing. I'll just stand here.
Think of a time when you felt confident and wonderful about yourself. As long as you keep your eyes closed until I say, this will work for you. Okay, even if I'm not talking to you, just the sound of my voice, as you keep focusing on that time, those images I told you about before, keep your eyes closed until I say, because we've got to get Eve to come back. If you'd like to take a seat, Eve, that's wonderful. Prepare yourself for this. Okay, I'm only talking to you if I touch you on the shoulder, only if I touch you on the shoulder. Eyes open, hands out in front of you, resume your position again with your fingers under the knee, please. Just open your eyes, that's it, hands out in front of you, interlock your fingers under the armpit, that's wonderful. Eyes open, hands out in front of you, get your position, eyes open, hands out in front of you, get your position. I'm going to count to 3, on the count of 3 you'll discover your new reality. 1, 2, 3, lift. You can go higher, 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 higher,
looked like
higher.
She was going on.
Right,
until they pull back and you can see.
Go, back in position.
I told you I should have had that big time for position.
Close your eyes, 1 second.
Should literally be inside, lifting there, but it's arm in the way.
And brighter, like it's on the telly. We turn the volume up as loud as it can be. The brightness as bright as it can be. Open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, and lift. You can go more and more and more. You're lifting.
But her ass should be coming off the chair.
Slightly. But there is, you notice there's already a marked improvement.
Now, cold reading. This is where cold reading. My knowledge of cold reading is what pulled me out of the shit here. I'm not just saying that for a plug for that, but the point is, cold reading not only teaches you how to say things to people as though you know more than you know, it also teaches you how to say things to prompt them to give a certain response. Which you could say is kind of similar to some things in NLP. It's also certainly similar to sales, where you're prompting them to say, yes, they will order 3, not 2 of the item or whatever. So I now get these people to admit that, yeah, well, we did actually notice an improvement through careful questioning. So I actually look as though it's worked, even though it didn't. Just a slightly backtrack, so you can hear that bit right.
More and more, you're lifting.
Yeah, my bottom's sort of going
The
up
bottom
off the chair
half,
a bit.
you're letting the side down slightly. But there is, you notice there's already a marked improvement. You
Yeah,
gave me
well,
2
there
minutes there. You
I
gave me 2
know,
minutes.
I know, and I did sort of lift a little bit more than I did, which is amazing.
You did, but
Yeah.
you could feel yourself getting stronger, but then, did you distract yourself of that image?
Yeah, perhaps I'm concentrating too much on my hands and things.
Right, so you were concentrating on your hands instead of the image.
Perhaps, yeah.
We'll try one more time.
Very quickly. Go on.
Resume your position.
Turn it
Just
round.
close your
It's
eyes,
not
think
my
of
fault.
images. You've got to see the image. And think of the image, not of Eve, not of your hands. Just think of the image. Bright, clear,
Now you think the last thing you would do after you've kind of turned it, so it looks like it's not your fault, is do it again. But no, ironically, things are best done in threes, especially if someone's fucked up the first time. By doing it the third time, even if it doesn't work, it's already in people's heads. It's their fault. It must be because they're in a TV studio. It's not the hypnotist's fault.
lift, you can lift it more, yes, don't forget it. I wish the camera, I
I'm
want the camera
really
to see
sorry,
that.
I told you.
Yes, you did.
I told you I
Slightly off the
was
chair
there.